Good afternoon, everybody. Tuning in today for Talking Trends for Tuesday, April the 24th, 2018.
It's a spring day outside.
It is pretty nice out.
Straight gorgeous.
So nice, in fact. Your boy decided to walk down to the studio today.
Yet another challenge.
Yeah, I just...
Your life is full of challenges, man.
I know.
And they're not life challenges, just challenges you put on yourself.
Exactly. I just like punishing myself.
But you walk downhill. The problem is
It's going back up.
It's going to be a problem for you.
You walk over.
Yep.
You got to go back.
That's the issue. Take the bus back.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'd rather walk. Thank you very much.
Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Talking Trends. We really do appreciate you tuning in. It means so much to our little hearts, especially Tony's tiny little heart.
My little black heart.
Tiny little black heart, Tony. But yeah, if this is the first time tuning into Talking Trends, myself and Tony find interesting news articles from around the globe, and we bring them to the comforts of your home or wherever you may be listening to this show. And we appreciate it. And unlike a lot of podcasts, this is done live. So, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, we would love to hear from you, your comments and opinions and thoughts of the stories.
Yes, please.
But before we get into the stories, we have to do the Talking Trends happy birthday shouts out.
Happy birthday.
And we would like to shout out happy birthday to Barbara Streisand.
Good old Barbara, 76 years old.
Not a day over 30, girl.
72.
Yes. Happy birthday to Kelly Clarkson.
Well, Kelly's a little older than I thought, 36.
Yeah.
But I guess American Idol was like, the first one was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy when you think about
right,
that. Yeah. And finally, happy birthday to one of the original kings of comedy, Cedric the Entertainer.
54. Still looking like 24.
Yeah, shouts out.
He's hilarious.
And today in Talking Trends history, Jane Fonda releases her first workout video.
Yeah, back in the 80s. This was 82.
I wasn't even born.
No, you weren't born.
No.
I was born.
I was gonna say it's like I wasn't born either.
Damn. And the workout video, she had a whole bunch of them, and they were aerobic tapes, and they were simply called Workout. So the marketing team took the day off.
Yeah, clearly.
They were trying to come up with that.
You know, you didn't need that back in the 80s. It was just,
not when you had Jane Fonda.
Well, this is true, but it's just like, it is what it was. What it was.
Yeah, workout, coffee shop, food place. I mean, those are simple things.
Yeah, you don't need fancy.
We're overcomplicating shit nowadays.
It's just kind of getting ridiculous.
You want to work out? Then go get a tape called Workout.
Right.
And you do it. Or Insanity. And you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were going through your wallet for a second.
No.
What the hell is she looking for?
Today we're still doing the April challenge, which is we look for a random word out of the dictionary and we try to incorporate it into today's show.
Yep.
And today's word, I'm trying to find something I haven't heard.
Something we can pronounce.
Yeah.
Would be a great start. Oh god, this sounds like it's not going to be easy.
It's a hard one
because we missed yesterday. We couldn't even do yesterday's.
Yeah.
What do we got today?
Today's word, Kia, K-E-A, green parrot of New Zealand.
Okay, K-E-A.
I think that's Kia.
Yeah, Kia. That's the one.
Kia.
Kia.
Anyway, we have to try and incorporate Kia into today's show.
It could be just key, like a P.
Oh, right.
I don't think it's Kia.
I think it's key.
It's key.
Yeah, let's go for key.
A K. Yeah,
Oh,
let's go with that.
K or key?
It's hard enough. We can't even pronounce a little using the sentence.
Yeah, that's the only thing. This app here doesn't give you the pronunciation.
You have to do it in the thing you showed me last time.
All right.
How do you pronounce? But anyway.
Yeah.
We digress.
Today, we have a couple interesting stories.
We got some doozies.
First off, we're going to set it off. This guy pictured here, former police officer, has not been charged for impregnating a 15-year-old. He just gets 5 years probation. That's the kind of world we're living in.
That sounds about wrong.
And we're going to touch on the unfortunate incident that happened in Toronto yesterday with the van striking down some individuals. Tony has more on that, of course.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Then after that, we will talk into this crazy story about child trafficking. Florida man gets 330 years in prison for his sex tourism trial.
It's always Florida or somebody from Florida.
Yeah, because
continue.
Yeah, and the final story
is
out of Florida, where, as you can see, this sign says, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for prom."
Yep.
So that's coming out of Florida, where a kid from high school thought that would be a good sign to ask out his date.
Yeah.
I wonder if the date said yes or no.
Well,
do you have the answer to that?
We do.
Oh, man.
We got it all, baby.
Damn. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is the quick rundown for today's show.
Yeah.
And without further ado, let's talk about this crazy police officer from New Jersey. Totally. This man pictured here, Rafael Martinez Jr., former Camden County cop from New Jersey, who had a sexual relationship and fathered a child with a girl when she was 15, was quiet at his sentencing Friday, and I think rightfully so. Judge Edward McBride accepted a negotiated plea to sentence Martinez to 5 years probation. As a part of the agreement, Martinez pleaded to endangering the welfare of a child. In mid-August 2017, the teen gave birth to Cooper University Hospital in Camden and was interviewed by a social worker there, according to court documents. The girl told the social worker that Martinez, 33, was the father, which was later confirmed with DNA evidence. Wow. Mr. Martinez, you are the father.
Yep.
Deputy First Assistant Prosecutor Grace McCauley revealed that Martinez claimed he did not know the girl was underage, and that she told him she was 18. Listen,
I don't know about that.
I think I can point out a 15-year-old. And here's the other crazy thing about this 15-year-old who was pregnant.
Yep.
If my math is correct, I mean, I think she probably might have there was a little bit of wiggle room if he got her when she was 15. But she could have been 14.
When it happened.
When this technically happened. She had the baby when she was 15.
Right.
So this could have happened when this girl was 14.
True. More than likely it did, yeah.
Right? So, anyway, saying the child told me she was 18, that's inexcusable and unacceptable for any person in our society, but especially for law enforcement, which I totally agree with. They are supposed to be held to a higher standard.
Yes.
Dan Ryback said his client, he's the lawyer, he said his client Martinez would like to be admitted to County Supplemental Labor Service Program on weekends, according to the county website. Offenders in this program report to the county correctional facility and receive an assignment that usually involves cleaning county parks or roads. In sentencing, Martinez, McBride noted that his conduct is the result of circumstances that are unlikely to reoccur. And the cop had no prior contact with the criminal justice systems besides being a part of it. So he had no history prior to this little mess up here, let's say. So Martinez was previously suspended without pay until the case was fully heard or what have you.
At least he didn't get paid.
That's what I was gonna lose my mind with, was this dude here. If he was paid, in most cases, police officers have killed men and women, and they still get off and they get paid, and it's just like a little vacation.
That's happened here.
Yes.
In Halifax.
Yes.
Where you're waiting to hear back from a trial, or you're waiting to go to court, or whatever the case, and you're a cop, and you still get paid while you're waiting. It's ridiculous.
I don't get it.
No, I remember a particular case on one particular officer. It was a whole year.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit more before he went to actually get permanently dismissed, which did happen.
Right.
He was paid the entire time.
Can you imagine?
So
just
Alisa brings up, you're a police officer, you have access to all her info, so how do you not know her age?
And he's
a cop,
and you would think, I agree to that 100%.
Come on,
you would think maybe in your line of work you're used to carding people.
Yeah. You might want to check that out.
Right. If I was a police officer and I had any sexual attraction to a female, I'd be like, listen, how old are you? Okay, you say you're 18. I'm going to need some proof.
Yeah, you're going to have to give me some ID.
Yeah, and also, 18's a little too young for me. As a 33-year-old police officer.
Yeah,
It's a
even
little
if she tells you she's 18,
I'm
you might
like-
want to maybe wait.
Yeah, let's go for mid-20s.
Come back in 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, let me think about this.
Unbelievable. So, I mean, clearly here, the crimes in America and Canada just apply to civilians and cops. Could you imagine if one of us, Jesus, I don't even like thinking about this, this happened?
Oh boy.
We would be put through the ringer.
Yeah.
There would be no 5 years probation. It would be straight to jail.
Yeah, we're gone.
If anybody, this happened to anybody else, they would get different treatment.
For sure.
100%.
Oh my God, yeah. Without doubt.
Just 5 years probation, that's it. And it had no mention of even registering as some sort of sex criminal in the database. I mean,
does he get listed now?
it didn't say in the article.
I don't know because
I would think he would have to because the girl was
he's been
underage.
charged. He's been charged.
Yeah.
Okay. But no jail time,
No jail time.
which is crazy enough. But yeah, I think you still get listed though, even though you don't get sentenced to jail. Because you did receive a sentence,
Right.
which is the probation, which seems ridiculous, of course, but you should be listed for sure. Wait,
Yeah.
wasn't that statutory rape?
I would think so. I don't know what the age of consent
What was the charge? What was the charge itself?
is. See, I don't know what the age of consent is state to state.
Well, it's not 14.
It can't be 14 or 15.
For damn sure. And number two, if he did get charged with statutory rape,
Well,
walking
as part of the agreement, Martinez pleaded to endangering the welfare of a child. So it's not even.
okay.
That can't be all. That if that's just it for the
Oh my
charge, that's
God,
kind of
that's
crazy.
ridiculous if that is the case. That's ludicrous.
And even I think not even the judge himself should be like, okay. I mean, as a person upholding the law, you have to uphold the damn law.
Does the age change from state to state? That could be something because that could be the case.
That might be the case,
You know.
but I mean, 15, bearing a child for a 33-year-old man who's a police officer,
I think there's some places where it may actually even be 14. So I don't know.
it wouldn't surprise me.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be. Orlando says it's 16 here in Canada.
16 here.
So
in
I thought it was
Canada.
18. I'm wrong. 16 in Canada.
I wonder.
So
lowest
not that far off.
age of consent.
Yep.
America. I don't know. Yeah,
I'd say-
it's 16 in Canada, as just was
It might
said.
vary from state to state, but
Typically, Mexican states have a primary age of consent, which may be as low as 12.
we're in Mexico. There you go. So yeah,
But this is in New Jersey.
Jersey.
This is Jersey, so I mean, I think it's right now it's setting the limits between 16 and 18. Again,
Listen, 16, as Alyssa says, still young, and hell yeah, it's way too young.
yeah, you're a
16, you don't know what the hell-
33-year-old.
Yeah.
You're a 33-year-old man, and you're a police officer. You're supposed to be upholding the law and telling, doing the opposite of what you did.
Yeah.
You're not setting a good example for society there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and someone is 33. I mean, 16, you don't even know what you're doing. Your mind is not developed.
I still don't even know what I'm doing, Tony.
No, he does not. He admitted that many times to me.
Yes,
I don't know what I'm
I
doing.
remind you every day I don't know what I'm doing.
But definitely at 16, you're still developing your brain. You have no
Exactly.
clue. You don't know the right difference between certain decisions.
Exactly, and I mean, you have to think. Yeah, I just don't. How long was this going on for? Prior to her even getting pregnant,
Right?
right? Like, did this? Was this relationship happening when she was 14?
It's all kinds of wrong.
All kinds of wrong, and clearly this guy's getting off quite easy, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God, yeah. Orlando says Buddy should have gone to jail. I agree.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's what I'm saying. 5 years probation and he's just like, you know what? I'll pick up some trash on the weekends.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, thanks, Martinez.
Yeah.
Stand up guy.
Be all right.
Yeah. Up next, we're going to talk about the sad situation coming out of Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. Sorry, I was reading another comment.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to say
No, I
the
was
comment.
losing it. Yeah, no. I was. Alyssa's just saying she's 33 years old with a 14-year-old, and I have no clue what I'm doing. That's her daughter, 14. So she still knows the frustrations of dealing with someone at that age. So
Oh, exactly, right?
yeah. So Toronto, guys, as you've probably heard, it's all over the news. Of course, tragedy happening in Toronto here.
Yep.
Gentleman has been charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder.
Not a gentleman.
this scumbag
There you go.
has been charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder, 13 counts of attempted murder in Monday's van attack on a busy stretch along Yonge Street, which is, of course, a very busy street, as you guys know, if you've been to Toronto.
Yep.
He made a court appearance Tuesday in North York, North Toronto neighborhood where the attack took place. The scumbag is 25 years old.
Yeah, don't you get gentlemen out of your head.
I keep saying it.
Unbelievable.
25 years old. Profile on social networking site LinkedIn identifies the individual. He's from suburban North York. Been there since 2011, 2018. And so he lived with his father there, apparently. So this went down, of course, as you guys know, in Toronto. There's video of it online if you go look, of this gentleman. Oh, sorry. This loser. I don't.
There are times that
all right, this guy
Oh
had a rental van, and he mowed down up on the sidewalk and killed 10 people, and again 13 others injured. They did take him into custody, of course, so he did not end up dead at the end of it all, which usually in these cases that does happen.
Well, listen, I'm going to cut you off.
Yes.
First of all, usually I don't big up a lot of police officers, but in this case, I will have to shout out the guys and everybody who involved police side in Toronto for keeping their composure and taking this guy in alive, because
Yes.
I think in most cases this person would have been definitely shot and killed. If it was in America, you would not be hearing anything else from this guy. So I mean, kudos on all the police officers involved for not letting loose on the handguns. And I mean, I want to see kind of where this develops, and reason. I don't think there's probably no reason why, and it's unfortunate because it's such a cowardly act. But I just wanted to get that out of the way, just to shout out to the men and women who kept their cool.
And they definitely could have gunned him down. He stepped out of the vehicle, out of the white van with the damaged front end, as you can see in a lot of the pictures. Then that stopped on the sidewalk. He stepped into the line of fire of police officers and who had weapons drawn, of course. And he can be heard yelling, if you watch the video, "Kill me," and gesturing at the officers to shoot him. Yeah. So he jumped out, basically, saying, now, you're right, they had composure because there was no gun found on him. Right. And he just stepped out and wanted them basically to kill him. So the driver was apprehended 25 minutes after the van first began going down, of course, the street, Yonge Street, and causing all this damage, of course. That's where they're at. Now, there's two things. I mean, one thing is the media is very weird in these situations. We've talked about this before, how media glorifies the individual by printing out their name, their face, their background.
Right. Yeah.
And also, I heard in some of these media articles talking about, one article was just specifically about renting a van is the cheapest way to commit these crimes. It's like, why are you giving people ideas? They already know what's going on, but now you're focusing on giving people who may be thinking this could be a good idea. You're just telling them, listen, this is the cheapest way to do it.
Exactly.
You should go do it.
And on top of it, they'll probably be thinking, I mean, the guy survived. So now they're like, oh, well, maybe they won't shoot me too. Yep. And I can get something cheap and do something as something as terrible as this gentleman. Or see, it's asshole.
See, I told you.
Yeah, see, I think that's just in us, just to say.
Because we're polite motherfuckers.
We are polite motherfuckers.
But, and on top of that, it's for someone like this who's been maybe, hasn't been given attention and flies under the radar. They say he was pretty much a loner, and he was an introvert and that kind of thing. Well, this gives him an opportunity now to have his face everywhere, his name plastered everywhere, and now he's going to be known for this, and that's part of why he did it, I'm assuming.
The only time I think releasing the person's name for these sort of events is if they are unable to be found. If they somehow escape the scene of the crime, then be like, hey, so-and-so has done this, is responsible for this. If you have any information on where this person may be, let us know. And then until that when that person's captured, then drop it. Just, try and scrub his name or her name from all these stories. Agreed. Because you're like, as you said, this is like, we just got to stop glorifying what's happening. Yes, like everybody likes to talk about all the details, like, oh my God, it was a rental van and da 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 da. Like, But I mean, yeah, like, you're just glorifying.
I don't
what
think
happened.
giving him a spot. Yeah, I agree on that point. Hatham has a good point here. I would like to highlight and thank the professional coverage of the Canadian media for not jumping the gun and slapping any labels until a thorough probe and investigation is conducted. Other media outlets would be focused on high to boost the ratings through such unfortunate. It's true, very true. We know we see it happening all the time in the U.S.
Oh, they're quick. They're like, oh, what was his race? Oh, okay, well,
his race. They're all, we don't know if it's a terror. So they put those words automatically into the mix.
Yeah, it's just to strike fear into people and get them riled up and scared.
And I don't think they're even saying anything about. Did I lose it? Are you still on?
We're good, baby.
Okay. I don't think they were saying anything about a terrorist act. So I don't think they're claiming even anything like that.
Yeah.
At this point, but we shall wait and see. I guess that's the whole thing. But
and I'm not even gonna shout out this individual, but there's somebody who said on my Facebook feed that that this incident that happened in Toronto was staged. So you, my friend, are an idiot.
Was staged? Like it didn't happen?
Oh no, it happened, but it was like actors and stuff.
Oh my God!
Just like, are you serious, man?
Wow!
You got to get off the internet, man. Like seriously, people have died. It's not, Yeah. It's like I don't know what to say to that. Like I saw that and I had to take a second back. It was just like
people are just
you need something better to do with your life.
They're just trying to draw attention.
Something. And I mean, there was a couple comments left on the status afterwards, and rightfully so. But I don't know. It's just the wrong kind of attention that's clearly needed for this event, and
absolutely
the right kind of attention. I believe there is a couple GoFundMe pages happening for the victims and the families that were involved in this unbelievable situation that came out of Toronto. So I mean, you can just Google them. I mean, I have a couple here, but. Yeah, you can do the information, search for information. And you know what? I'll talk about that tomorrow. This isn't,
You're about to lose it?
I was about to lose it because, you know what, there's certain, speaking of a GoFundMe thing, there's something that came out today, how people, again, start taking advantage when people are in need,
right? And
when these shitty situations come out,
it does happen.
There's people who are just like, how can I make a buck off of somebody's despair?
Yeah, true story.
And I mean, again, if you're going to donate to any of these GoFundMe pages, I just make sure you do your due diligence and make sure the money's going to where it needs to go. And that's why I don't give at the door. I'm just like, I don't know where it's going half the time, man.
I'd rather go do it yourself.
Exactly.
Quick roll call.
Let's do it.
We'll do. Julie, Jeanette, Chanel, Amy, Hatham, Alyssa, Marie, Orlando. Who else we got on here? Brian, shouts out to Ivy. Yeah. And I think Joe, and I think that's it for now. So thank you guys.
Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in.
Yeah.
Up next, coming from the worst state in America.
Well, it's on a roll.
It's
it's on a bad roll.
This year, I mean, it's the top contender for worst state in America right now for this year since we've been doing this show.
Yeah.
So this Florida man gets 330 years on child porn charges and sex tourism trial. This is an interesting, sick, and crazy story, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
A Florida man has been recently sentenced to 330 years in prison after being convicted on child pornography charges for taking sex tourism trips to the Philippines, making videos of his sexual encounters with children as young as 6 and posting them online. That's the craziest part. Like, this is like a disgusting act, and the fact that you go over there is shitty in the first place.
Yeah.
And then you have the gall to be like, I'm gonna record this, and you know what? I'm gonna upload it online for everybody else in my crew who's into this sort of shit up on the internet. It's kind of, I don't know. Sick individual.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not even gonna name him. So this person was tried and found guilty late last year after investigation by the FBI's Fort Myers Child Exploitation Task Force. So, quote unquote, some of his victims were as young as 6 or 7 years old. Special Agent Daniel Ward of the Fort Myers Task Force said in a statement, there was no questions that these were little kids. At the trial, prosecutors produced evidence that the man made regular trips to the Philippines to engage in sex with children, which he recorded and distributed. The child pornography he was sending and receiving online caught the attention of officials at the social media platform he was using. And see, I'm trying to think, like, what goddamn social media platform do you do this on?
Use that, yeah. What's the thing called when it's not the internet, but it's the black internet, like the underground?
Damn, Tony, why you gotta be racist? The dark web.
That's what it's called. The dark
the
web.
black internet. It's not black Twitter, Tony. Jesus.
It's blitter.
The dark web.
The dark web. Wouldn't that be like where this kind of thing?
Have you ever seen it though?
I've never seen it.
All right, I'll.
You don't think it exists?
No, it does exist.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you this thing on YouTube. I don't go on it. It's like, it looks like websites from 1994. It's
so it's like super creepy.
Very creepy, very odd. Bro,
that would be where it would go down, probably.
Yeah, I think it's just filled with a bunch of FBI agents just waiting for people to do guys. Stuff on. You know what I mean? That's how I think it is. Anyway, so this guy, the trips began in 2005 and continued till December 2016. So over 10 years of just going back and forth to the Philippines. When he was arrested at San Francisco International Airport attempting to board a flight to the Philippines. At least one trip was arranged. Here's the crazy part, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the one.
This is the sicker part.
Yeah, this is the bad part.
At least one of the trips was arranged through the mother of one of the young victims, prosecutors said.
Yeah.
It's sick that he's gone over there multiple times. He's recorded this. He's uploaded it to the internet and distributed it to all of his fucking sick friends. But the fact that the mother of one of these children was like, hey, you want to do it with one of my kids and set it up is fucking crazy. Pardon my language. But
it calls for it.
Goddamn, ladies and gentlemen, what kind of world are we living in when, the moms and the parents are giving up pimping their kids out for old men to have their ways? And I
take a breath.
There's a piece of me that's like, okay, well, they're really in despair in certain places and they need money but I mean,
at what cost, right?
At what goddamn cost? I mean, if I have a child, that's not even entering my mind.
No.
I'm getting the worst job at least trying to provide for my own child. I'm not letting some random stranger come over and sexually harass my kid. It's unfathomable.
There's no price.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know. So oh man. Anyway, so this guy, he's been sentenced to 330 years. The judge also ordered the guy they got rid of his house, which was assessed at $414,000, along with all computer equipment and storage devices, yada yada yada.
The whole thing.
Yeah. This sentence sets a precedent and really sends a message. Sarasota Police Detective Megan Buck said the community is not going to tolerate this kind of exploitation of children anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, people are sick.
Hatham says, the black internet. Tony, you're classic. Glad TK called you out on it. Would have been a viral GIF otherwise.
Yeah. I'll make it one.
But he also says, thank you for your energy, Tony TK. So much appreciated on that side. But sometimes you got to go visit the black internet. I don't know what the hell's going on.
It's unbelievable.
Jesus. My bad and my bad. Speaking of black internet.
Oh boy.
Lead into our next story here.
Jesus.
At least I didn't say this.
Yeah, this is true.
Could have been a lot worse. So back to the Sunshine State once again.
Yeah, back to Florida, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Florida's been doing pretty well so far. A Florida school district on Monday condemned a white student's promposal signed after critics after critics charged the language used was racist. A senior at Riverview High School, I think we've talked about Riverview before, in Sarasota, posted to social media a photo of himself holding the homemade sign that read, quote, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for prom." Classic. Sarasota County School District posted a statement on its website calling the promposal racial in nature. No shit.
Yeah.
Quote, neither the school district nor Riverview High School condones or supports the message conveyed in the post. Riverview acting principal Kathy Wilkes sent a message to students and parents on Monday saying many who saw the post were understandably upset with its contents. The promposal ignited online outrage. Some commenters said that the student shouldn't be allowed to go to the dance, and others calling the post shameful and unnecessary. The student, identified as 18-year-old Noah Crowley, posted an apology on Snapchat, because that's super fucking sincere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In which he said, quote, was a complete joke and it went too far, which doesn't sound like an apology, actually.
No,
it just sounds like a fucking cop-out.
It's funny that it's like, yeah, put on Snapchat and then deletes 24 hours later. Like, oh, okay,
exactly.
real
That's
sincere.
heartfelt and means
Right.
a lot.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be allowed to go to the dance. It doesn't say, but I think the outrage enough would have probably just said, listen. I wouldn't think it'd be safe for him to go to the dance, number one.
I would hope not.
Or go back to that school, number two.
But I heard Starbucks is hiring, so he might fit in.
Oh, here we go. Now we got it. Yeah, he'd be a perfect candidate for manager there.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yeah, or many other establishments we've talked about. IHOP is another good one. I think that'd be a good one. So there is some job opportunities for you out there, buds. But man, I mean, at least be sincere about the apology. But what made you think that this was going to be okay in any way, shape, or form? Or did you just think, here's a way for me to get some attention?
You know what?
I don't know.
Tony.
I like the fact that they don't show him.
Well,
I like that.
I didn't. I just cropped them out.
No, if I go to I can't find.
Oh, I saw a picture of him.
Oh, you saw his picture?
Yeah.
Okay. That's actually bad for him.
Yeah.
That could be really bad.
And it's just so funny. They blocked out his Snapchat name, but I mean, I'm sure if with the little.
Yeah, but they gave out his name.
Yeah.
And the school he goes to. So,
he's not going to be hard to find.
We ain't got to be able to. Wait, if we go to the black internet.
Right, exactly.
We can find him there.
Exactly.
The white internet, maybe he's on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's just only on the white internet.
Jesus.
Where everything's wholesome and nothing wrong happens.
But not good.
Tony and ladies and gentlemen, people are just, sometimes you have to just chalk it up to being totally oblivious. I mean, I've ran into so many people that, think everything that they say is perfectly fine, and they don't bat or track back thinking, doubling back on what they said. They think it's just okay. Happens, I don't know, not all the time, but quite often.
I mean, in any case, he obviously made the sign or whatever the case may be, at least do a sincere apology.
And you know what? Even
try.
I'm looking at the sign.
Yeah.
And it's like clearly stenciled.
It is.
So he took some time with this.
Yeah, it took some time with it for sure.
Yeah, that took at least good 10, 15 minutes.
Maybe a little more.
Probably even a little bit more.
His spelling is correct.
Spelling's correct. Punctuation on point.
He got commas in there. That's
commas,
pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Apostrophe there.
Yeah.
He put in the 4 prom with the number 4. That was kind of creative, right? Give him some points on that.
Yeah.
But Jeanette says, I wonder what the culture is like in that school.
And that's true, too.
Question.
And that's, in different areas in the States. And I mean, it could be vastly different from other areas as to what is deemed acceptable. But
True.
we're living in the age where, like, the information age where it's out there that this, behavior is not acceptable.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what are you doing?
I would hope that the school would do more.
Right.
Than just send out a note to everybody saying this was unacceptable.
Yeah.
Because if there's no repercussion for what he's done, then other students are going to get the idea to do something similar, or you know what I mean? Like there has to be a punishment to suit what the crime was here, right? So. And
usually, if you make the school look bad, they usually make a punishment that's fitting.
Well, here's the other side of it too. We talked about this before. When teachers, their hands are tied. Yeah. What can they really do to a student, even a principal? Because then you're gonna have the outrage of the parents come back, and you can't win in that situation.
Did you hear about the substitute teacher that was having or what?
Whoa!
It was at Fight Club for his math students.
No, like a real Fight Club?
Yeah, Eddie was recording them.
That's actually pretty badass. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty damn good.
Anyway, we might talk about that on the show tomorrow. It's interesting. But I mean, I'm just kind of going off of like, what can teachers do? I'm like, well, this one guy, he just started getting them to fight each other.
You know what? It's better than shooting each other.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Fists up.
Yeah.
When it's done, you walk away. Everyone has a mutual respect for what it is.
Hug it out or what have you.
I ain't going to say that's the worst idea in the world, to be honest with you. You probably shouldn't be recording them and using them for whatever purpose you have them for.
Yeah, that's it.
That could be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah. Well, what happened just to, hey, would you like to go to prom with me?
Simple.
Why do you got to make the stupid joke?
I don't know. But now, hopefully he's got no prom date now.
Yeah. Again, he's not going to prom. There's no way he's going to prom.
Jeanette says, I think it all stems from what is taught at home for the most part.
For sure. I was going to say that too. It's clearly speaking leaps and bounds of probably what goes on in this kid's household.
Yeah. It all starts from somewhere. Racism, you're not born with it. You're taught it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. So,
yeah.
Anyway, hopefully she finds a better prom date. Maybe a black guy.
Yeah.
Would be ideal in this situation.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'll go to prom with you. I'll make it not enjoyable.
TK's available. Well, she may be underage.
No, I think it's a guy.
What do you mean it's a guy?
Is it the guy? Is it the guy asking the girl?
Yeah, but you want to go to the prom with the girl, right?
I don't care. I'll go. I'll go to the prom with the guy to make it really uncomfortable.
All right.
Yeah, I'd be like,
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
That would be super uncomfortable.
That's what I'm saying. He did it to himself, so I'm just accepting the offer.
Maybe he's into that.
Well, we'll find out.
Go to the black internet.
Yeah,
we'll find it.
Jesus.
Yes, it's all good. The sun rays have given us some extra vitamins that we needed.
Yeah, something.
Our brains are in overload.
I guess we need a sunroof in the studio. Yeah. Or we just got to move the studio to like some windows.
How do we do an outside session?
That'd be nice.
Outside episode.
An outside, we'd have to
some really good Wi-Fi.
Really good Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Or we could just jump off your phone again.
Hell no! $1 million bill right there.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into today's episode of Talking Trends for Tuesday, April the 24th.
Yeah.
Forgot to use today's word. I just realized.
Man, we forgot again. We got to get the whiteboard up, man, because we always forget.
This is true. We're gonna, as the months go on, the show gets a little bit better with little upgrades.
Yes.
So next month we'll have more structure to the show. We're still kind of playing around, tweaking things for.
True that.
Yeah.
We also got to find out when we're gonna hit the 100th episode.
Soon.
We got to do a count.
So
we know where
definitely
we're
in
at.
the 70s.
Are we? Okay. There you go.
So like
we
probably
got to celebrate.
Yeah. So probably in June. I don't know what we'll do for that.
Just in time for you to start drinking.
Oh boy.
We'll have a toast.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. What better way to start it than right then and there?
This is true.
All right.
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning in to Talking Trends. We really do appreciate your time hanging out with us, and your comments and opinions. They do matter, and you matter. So,
yes.
Yeah. And with that being said, you have a good day.
You too, sir.
And you guys have a good day and whatever you do. And make sure you get back here tomorrow. Same time, same channel.
Yeah. Love each other and be kind.
And number one, be safe.
Peace.
And we out.